What's up? Labor Day. What's going on? Monday, chilling, relaxing, enjoying the long weekend. But I know you secretly want to know how you can lose your first 10 pounds of fat. That's a question I get asked all the time. I don't care if you have 10 pounds to lose, 20 pounds to lose, 40 pounds to lose, 60 pounds to lose. I hate to say this. I don't care if you have 100 pounds to lose, 120 pounds to lose, 140 pounds to lose, 160 pounds to lose, maybe 200 pounds to lose. The first 10 pounds is honestly the most important. If you can get the first 10 pounds down the right way, then you can see the next 10 pounds and the next 10 pounds and the next 10 pounds. And it could be 20 and that could become 30 and it could become 40. But the first 10 pounds is the question. Now, it's obvious, right? Like the obvious answer is anything can get the weight off. Anything can get you can do any kind of diet. You can do any kind of calorie burning exercise and chances are you can lose 10 pounds. You can even lose 10 pounds of fat possibly. The problem is you don't know what you're doing. The problem is most people don't know what they're doing. Because if you did, and maybe this message is going to resonate with you because you're still trying to lose the first 10 pounds. Oh, no, Mark, I know what I'm doing. I lost those 10 pounds. I lost the 20, 40, 60 pounds. But I went off the diet and I put it back on. And then of course, you start to throw up all the excuses of why you put the weight back on. And I'm not here to argue about that, but I want to share with you. The first 10 pounds are the most important. Understanding when it comes to weight loss, if you're looking at only the scale, if your justification and your validation for losing the first 10 pounds is what you see on the scale, you're going to be very disappointed. Because what you could have 1 week, let's just go through it. Let's say you lose 10 pounds in a month. Let's say you lose it in a week. I've seen people lose 15 pounds and 18 pounds in 1 week. Well, of course, the person had to lose 300 pounds, was looking to lose 300 pounds. So it's all relative. First off, realize that your 10 pounds of weight loss may be very different from somebody else's 10 pounds. So you start going down the comparison route, you're going to really just be disappointed in yourself because maybe you're not losing the weight as quick as that person. Or maybe you don't know all the story. You don't know if their stress is exactly the same as yours. You don't know if they're sleeping exactly the same. You don't know if they're really true to their diet the same you are. You don't know if they're even doing more extreme things. You don't even know if they're working out harder, right? So it's like apples and oranges, hard to compare. But the first 10 pounds is very, very important. You see what happens with the first 10 pounds, you could lose 10 pounds of water and between water in your body. And you can lose 10 pounds, well, maybe not that much, but maybe you went overboard in food over the weekend. And you have a big dump, excuse for better terms. You can lose a few pounds right there. There's a difference between losing 10 pounds, having 10 pounds I lost, and 10 pounds of fat. Because when you lose 10 pounds on the scale, that doesn't necessarily mean you lost 10 pounds of fat. So understanding that right off the bat can be super helpful in your pursuit. Because if you're doing weight loss properly, you're not just doing it by diet alone. You're doing it by changing your habits. You're doing it by adding an exercise. You're doing it by learning how to get the proper sleep. You're doing it by moving in the direction that's going to be the way you lose 10 pounds and you never look at it again, right? Is there nothing worse? Can I get an amen or a high five? Can you throw down in the chat, even if this is after? If this is live, I want to hear you throw down in the chat, amen, hallelujah. The first 10 pounds is sometimes the hardest, right? And then it's sometimes the easiest. No, and I would say it may be you had no problem losing 10 pounds back when you were 20 years old. No, Mark, I know how to lose weight. I did it before. Now, mind you, I was 28 years old when I did it. And now I'm 48 years old. And I basically ate 2 salads and went for, 3 jogs around the park and I lost the weight. Well, our bodies are different. When we get older, most people, when they get older, they're less active. When you're older, chances are you may be in a career that's keeping you more sedentary versus when you were, young and doing spring breaks and you had summer and you're active and fit and maybe you're getting your groove on and you're dating and you're out impressing people and having fun and being active, right? And maybe that's not the case because now you have a family and you got a full-time job. Maybe you run a business, and maybe you have, now if you're like me, you got parents that are older and maybe you need to be involved in their lives and help take care of them, and be a part of that. Less time for you, less time for, your health, less time to work out, less time to plan, less time to take care of yourself, all those things. So it's so easy to want to fall down the rabbit hole of, well, Mrs. Smith did the keto and lost 20 pounds in a week, and that's so awesome. They not only lost 10 pounds, they lost 20 pounds. That's amazing. I'm doing keto. It's so fast. It's so easy. All I have to do is eat meat, and I can eat whatever I want, and it doesn't mean the quality, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? And then you have success. You lose not just 10 pounds, you lose 20 pounds. And you're bragging about it online, and you're sharing with everybody your success about keto, and it's amazing. And then guess what happens? And then you did it so quick, and the 20 pounds ends up only being 10 because you put 10 pounds back on. And then the other 10 pounds goes away really quickly because you stopped doing keto, or again, and I'm not knocking just keto, it's a lot of diets out there. And you didn't do any exercising in the same time. So you did nothing other than lose weight. You didn't necessarily lose fat. You lost weight. You didn't necessarily put on any muscle. Well, you weren't working out. And I don't know any diet. I've yet to discover a diet where you actually can get stronger. So you see, if you lose 50 pounds, you don't get stronger. You might be able to exercise better with 50 pounds off of your body and you're carrying. But think about this, when you're working out with an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds on, there's more resistance, it's more work, right? So technically, when you're overweight and working out, you're working out harder because you have more weight to carry around. If you're doing a squat and you're 200 pounds versus a squat when you're 150 pounds and it's body weight, guess what? It's tougher when you're 200 pounds, right? It's more work. So the challenge is understanding all those things. And I don't expect you to. You're not the expert. You didn't go to school like I did. You didn't go to physical therapy school. You didn't take all the certifications. You didn't work with thousands and thousands of people to understand what people need, how to work around injuries and back problems and shoulder issues and foot problems and, limitations in time. That's the biggest one. I hear all the time, Mark, it's hard to lose 10 pounds. I want to do it the quickest way because I don't have any other time to do it. Well, I always say this, you can either make excuses, and I'm going to go to the grave with this, or you can get results. You can get excuses and give yourself excuses or give yourself results. It's your choice. But you should go into the first 10 pounds. How to lose the first 10 pounds. Mark, get to the point. Please tell me, get to the point. I want to know how to lose 10 pounds. Is to learn how to go about the first 10 pounds the right way. The way that you're going to lose the 10 pounds is going into the mindset thinking, I want to lose the 10 pounds and never put it on again. Because then think, if you lose the first 10 pounds and you go into it the right way, understanding how your body works and building the habits and exercising in addition to eating healthy, and then you move forward and you lose those 10 pounds, and guess what? Unless you really go for a tailspin and don't have any accountability set up, which is of course an important thing to have accountability, then guess what? You're moving to the next 10 pounds. And say you're that person who has 50 pounds of weight to lose and you successfully lost the 10 pounds. Now, maybe it went slower than Mrs. Smith who did the keto diet, and it may even take 3 times as long. But my question to people when they're losing weight, the first 10 pounds, are you trying to just lose it quickly? Do you not care about losing weight for the rest of your life? If you don't care, you can go up and down that ladder, the roller coaster ride of weight loss. Lose the 10, gain the 10, lose the 20, gain the 20, lose the 30, gain the 30. If that's something that excites you, if that's attractive to you, this message isn't for you. But if you're looking for more of a solution, the way I see it, I had this conversation this morning. A gentleman's going to be turning 50 soon. And we had this conversation about, what the second half of our life is going to look like. God willing, giving me another, I'm going to be 48 this month. If you're in that range, 40s, 50s, and you're looking for the second half, do you want to spend the second half fighting a battle of 10 pounds up and 10 pounds down, or 20 pounds up and 20 pounds down, or 30 pounds up and 30 pounds down? Well, you're going to keep fighting it if you're just looking for the instant results, the instant gratification. If you're like, oh, well, there's a wedding coming up, I'm going to be in, or I got this vacation coming up, I'm just going to do a quick fix diet, I'm going to do a cleanse, I'm going to do a fast, I'm going to do a keto, I'm going to do some HCG, I'm going to do an intermittent fasting, what else? I'm going to do a juice cleanse, I'm going to do the cabbage soup diet, I'm going to do the cookie diet, I'm going to do the Atkins, I'm going to do the whole 360. You notice what there was no mention of? Exercise, right? Exercise. You see, exercise it isn't the main component, but it is a very crucial component, right? There really isn't a main component. The main component is all of it together, combined together, working together. And most diets that'll tell you how to lose 50, 60, 80, 100 pounds are not going to tell you, because they're going to just focus on the diet part. Now, most gyms and most exercise programs are going to do the complete opposite. They're going to sell you on dreams. I know, I had that gym. You can burn 1,000 calories. Just look, you wear the effort monitors. You can wear the Fitbits and the monitors around your chest. And crap, you're going to burn 800,000, burn 1,000 calories in your workout. Well, cool. But if you take back in 1,000 calories or 2,000 calories in a holiday, and you're not mindful of the food you eat, or not really understanding what you should be eating for your goals and for your season of life you're in, the age, and so forth, so on, is then you're basically just really wasting a lot of excess time. You don't need to. You don't need to do long workouts. You don't need to do impossible diets anymore. The reality is there's a much better way. And fortunately for those who come into my world who are the right fit, end up finding that solution. And it is an awesome solution that's helped me. Now, I haven't had a 70-pound weight loss journey, but I certainly over time have fluctuated up and down 10 pounds. Here and there, right? And the beautiful thing is understanding or maybe even 5 pounds more, and understanding that things change. My body changed. I have to adapt. The way I worked out back in my 30s is very different than it is currently today. It's very different in my 20s. The way I consume, the way I eat, the way I even indulge a little bit is very different now than it was back 10 years ago, back 20 years ago. And you see, now I'm not fighting that battle. In fact, I am fighting the battle for others who still have yet to figure out that things change. And when you are still going around that merry-go-round, you're still up and down that roller coaster ride, a diet. And you're still you're so good at so many other things. Here's the thing. I know you're so good, and I don't want you to give up hope. You're so good at so many other things. Chances are you may have a business you run, and you may have an amazing family, and you're a great spouse, and you have an excellent job, and you have a beautiful home, and your house is run well, and it's clean, and you're doing great things in this world, and you have a lot of impact, maybe even have employees, and there's a lot of responsibility there, and you're really good at that, and you're saying to yourself, why can't I just lose this 10 pounds or this 20 pounds or this 30 pounds? Why is it so freaking hard for me? I'm so good at these other things, yet losing weight, I'm just so hard. And you know what? I think you beat yourself up. I think you try to figure it out, when chances are, with all the things you succeeded at, you just looked at who was doing it well. You looked at, when you're maybe in your business, who's above you in your business that you could learn from. Maybe it was a mentor, maybe it was a coach. Who was it within your relationships? Maybe you looked at how relationships didn't go well, and you said, you know what, probably if I want a good relationship, I'm going to have to treat it a little differently. I'm going to have to focus on it a little bit more. It's no different than your health. The reality is, if you want to lose 10 pounds, first and foremost, you want to know, why do you want to lose it? And the second thing is, do you want to lose it and keep it off? Because nothing would be, I would love more people to come out of the woodworks, get away from their mistakes they've been making. Get over the quick fixes. Please just put it behind you, put it in the past, close the chapter, close the book. Yes, you lost the weight before doing that, but it wasn't a solution. Why? Because you're back to the same weight you were before. And in fact, it's now worse because it's harder. You're 10 years older. You're now breaking past 50. Your metabolism's slower. Your hormones are all jacked up. Well, partly it's not just because of age. Ladies, pay attention. It isn't necessarily just because of your age. That's part of it. And hey, I'm going to go there. I'm not the female. My wife worked in women's health. She's a nurse practitioner. Trust me, I have the ace in the hole. She's taught me everything. Well, not everything, but she's taught me a lot about women's health and how hard it is. But most of the time, it's because of the way women treat their bodies. Over the years, they go up and down this crazy roller coaster ride. Man, really not that much different. You think you figured it out. You got it made in the shade. And because you have more muscle, you have a little easier, little faster results and faster success than the women do. The 10 pounds, you could just start pumping iron, work out, do some push-ups, some sit-ups. I know, ladies, it pisses you off. I get it. But the problem with that is, guys, you think it's still easy. And then the next thing you know, I can go on a diet, I can lose the weight. I don't need a coach. Why do I need a trainer to do that? The ones that are saying are the same ones that are going on that same roller coaster ride right next to you. But they're actually in the back, right? They're behind you because they don't want to admit that they don't know what they're doing. Because used to, back in the day, back when I played football, back when I was on the basketball team, back when I used to lift weights with the boys, I knew what I needed to do. And hold on, now you got all jacked up injuries. You can't move your shoulder a certain way. You can't squat down. You want to play sports still, but you can't because you're jacked up and you're injured. Heck, you don't even care about the 10 pounds so much. You just want to be able to not be embarrassed on the golf course, right? Those are the things. But your back is jacked up because you've been working out like a 20-year-old for the last 20 years that you've been in your 40s and 50s, and that just doesn't work anymore. So back to the 10 pounds. How to lose the 10 pounds. Mark, tell me how to lose the 10 pounds. Well, get somebody to help you. At the end of the day, I do these videos and I open up and share with you about me because of the confidence that I have in the people that I'm helping lose the weight. Because the difference is, if I can get you to the point where you're understanding how to lose that first 10 pounds, very first 10 pounds, 10 pounds now, let's just kind of equate that in numbers. If you're looking to lose 10 pounds, let's say of fat, because there's difference between getting on the scale, like I talked about. You get on the scale and your scale says you lost 3 pounds. That doesn't mean you lost 3 pounds of fat. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean if you're on a weight loss program and you lose 20 pounds, it's 20 pounds of fat. That's not the case, right? Just so you understand that. But let's just talk, if you could, imagine you could lose every single pound that you lost on the scale was fat. The first 10 pounds, well, 1 pound is 3,500 calories. You know that 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So if you do the math, that's basically, if you look at calorie intake, to lose a pound a week, it's a difference of 500 calories a day. Meaning 7 days a week, 500 calories per day times 7 is 3,500 calories. So you want to lose 2 pounds a week, you need to be in a calorie deficit of about 1,000 calories per day, which will give you 7,000 calories, which is 2 pounds of fat. So we're talking about the first 10 pounds. So the first 10 pounds, if you want to lose a fat, guess how much? Easy math, right? I didn't do well in math, but I know this because I've talked to enough people about it. That's 35,000 calories. Your first 10 pounds of fat is 35,000 calories. Think about that for a moment. If you want to do the math, you can simply. Now, I was like, well, does that mean if I just don't eat 35,000 calories in a month, I can lose 10 pounds? That's not how it works, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's not how it works, especially if you're only looking at weight on the scale. But it's definitely, if you look at calories in, calories out, there's definitely importance to that. But where are your calories coming from? That's the other problem with the first 10 pounds. Where do your calories come from? Are they coming from garbage food? Because if they're coming from garbage food, again, and garbage goes into your system and you're trying to work out, you're not going to have good workouts. And guess what? The garbage is not going to go to your muscles because the garbage doesn't want to stay on your muscle. You need good, healthy foods to supply the energy and the nourishment to your body and to your muscles. And your muscles grow and get stronger. And you know what the coolest thing about muscle, why I'm so much of an advocate? Ladies, listen up. You need to put muscle on your body. Here's the really cool thing of, if you were to look at 10 pounds, we talked 10 pounds. If you were to look at 10 pounds of fat, and 10 pounds of muscle. If you're to look at them, they both weigh 10 pounds. I didn't say like one weighs more than the other. 10 pounds of fat weighs exactly the same as 10 pounds of muscle. Here's the except. 10 pounds of fat takes up way much more space on your body than 10 pounds of muscle. So now listen really, really carefully. This is a freebie. I wasn't even going to go here with you. Now listen, what if you were working out and exercising and eating healthy and right, and like a month came down and you were trying to lose 10 pounds a month, but you only lost 5 pounds. But then you looked at your pictures that you took and the measurements that you took and you realized your body's changed in shape. But why is the scale only saying 5 pounds? Well, guess what? If you're doing the right things and exercising, there's a good chance you could have put on a couple of pounds of muscle. And you know what that means? That the weight on the scale is going to say still that you only lost 5 pounds, when in reality you could have lost 10 of fat, but you could have put on a few pounds of muscle. And that's the key. That right there is the magic formula, because you can't just lose weight. Well, you can just diet and lose the weight, but your body doesn't change. It doesn't get any stronger. You don't get any more fit just from losing weight. You got to actually do the work. You got to put in the reps. My coach says you got to put in the dirty reps. So I'm going to say you got to put in the dirty reps, but you know what? There's something sweet about them. When you come after, on the other side, you come after those 10 pounds, you're like, dang, that 10 pounds of weight loss on the scale you see looks amazing. Not only did I lose weight, now I don't have all this jiggly fat. I don't have all this loose skin. Things are tight. That's the difference in understanding true when you're going to lose. How to lose 10 pounds. How about understanding that first 10 pounds and what it's all about? Now listen, as a coach who's been in this industry for over 25 years, I know you have lots of options. I know you have lots of quick fixes. I know you have lots of free options, free apps, free nutrition plans, free workouts. I did even a 21-day free workout challenge, 21-day home challenge, and had tons and tons of people opted in for it. Not too many of them did it. Why? There's no skin in the game. They'd have no skin in the game. It's easy to give up. I don't have to commit to anything. I just opt in and get the workouts, and I can just download that nutrition plan off the internet. And if I don't feel like doing it, I'll just forget about it. But there are some people who want to get freaking serious with their health, who are saying, holy crap, I'm halfway done with this life. I know life on here is short term, and for some of you, realize it's just temporary. For my fellow Christian brothers and sisters out there, we know there's an eternity waiting for us after. So this is just kind of like a short term. We're on here on a temporary basis. But why not make it the best? Why not maximize your potential for the second half of your life? That's what I'm looking for. I want people who maybe sold themselves short for the last 10 or 20 years, pushing hard to be the best parent and the best professional and pursue that career and make that money and, get ahead and get that promotion. Awesome. But if you lost yourself in the process, not so awesome. Because the last thing I'd hate for you to do is, in the second half of your life, spend the majority of it taking care of all the issues and the problems and all the excess weight and all the challenges and struggles that, unfortunately, you did to yourself because you didn't take care of yourself. So I know you still have other people to take care of. I know your family is important to you, but the most selfless thing you can do, if you have 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 120, 30, 50 pounds, 150 pounds or more, you know what? The most selfless thing you can do right now is to learn how to take that first 10 pounds off the right way, and then learn how to take it off the next 10 pounds and the next 10 pounds and never look back on it. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to pull people along this journey with me. The only way I can do that, right, is two things. Is to find more people who are the good fit and find more people who are serious, who are decisive, who are ready to commit to making the second half of their life the best half ever, right? You can have a comeback in this world. You can have a comeback in your life, but sometimes it requires taking action. In fact, all of the time it requires taking action. If you're ready for action, send me a private message. We'll get on a call. If you're working with me currently, because I see some familiar faces on here, if you're working with me currently, feel free to share what you've been doing so far. I'd love to hear from you. I know others. I can talk about what I do with people, all the time, and it's not anything like the success of the people that are actually in my program, getting those results, losing the 10 pounds and never looking back on them. So it is a holiday, Labor Day, but you know what? I'm laboring today. I will labor every day. I will go to bat for you. I will invest in you. But you got to be serious about this. You got to be realistic and serious and look for not just a Band-Aid approach. Rip the Band-Aid off, get yourself a solution, get on a call with me. We'll see if we're a good fit, and we'll take it from there. Take care, God bless, and hope your Labor Day is awesome.